Holiday beginning. Signify.
Spread out! Are you ready? Moving on the roof.
The White House isn't just any building, it's a fortress. The security is so tight that calling it the safest place in the world is no exaggeration. You can't even see the interior without your entire story and profile being thoroughly checked. Flies and mice wouldn't cross the lawn without being detected the moment they did. Join us as we explore the 15 insane security features of the White House. Number 15. Surface-to-air missile. The skies over the White House are so heavily monitored that you could joke every flying object has to introduce itself before it even gets close. Since the 9/11 terror attack that shook the world, the airspace over the White House and Washington, D.C. has been declared a no-fly zone. Any plane not adhering to the strict flight path into the closest major airport, Ronald Reagan National Airport, or not scheduled to land there, receives a no-nonsense warning. The warnings are not repeated. If they don't change course immediately, they face being taken down by the surface-to-air launchers surrounding the White House. The security of the skies is so tight that there are many of these launchers located strategically all around the compound. This ensures that an intruding flying object can be taken down regardless of the angle from which it approaches. The type of missile launcher used is not known to the public, but there are speculations that the launcher is an Avenger air defense missile system, which consists of 8 Stinger missiles and an M3.50 caliber machine gun. It was originally designed to protect United States Army forces from low-level air attacks. The Stinger missiles, known for their short range and relatively small explosive warhead, are perfect for taking down hostile small aircraft and drones. These infrared-guided missiles have an effective range of about 2 miles. While we can never know if that's true, one thing we do know for sure is that there are plenty of laser systems that detect any possible airborne threats up to a mile out, alerting the necessary air defense systems. But where that leaves off, a 4-foot animal complements the security measures, ensuring the complete safety of the White House. Number 14. Guard dogs. Dogs are man's best friend, but when it comes to security, guard dogs are no joke. Considering the importance of the White House, it might sound a little silly and irrational to rely on something as simple as guard dogs, but they have proven their worth over the years. The dogs used by the Secret Service are no ordinary pets. Belgian Shepherds, specifically, have been serving the White House since 1975. These dogs are highly trained professionals, capable of chasing, biting, and neutralizing any assailant, yet they're still gentle enough to interact with children. Before they begin their service as a Secret Service dog, they need to complete a 20-week training course with their handlers before starting the job, and they can work all the way to 10 years old. More recently, 2 dogs named Hurricane and Jordan came to President Obama's aid when an intruder managed to jump the White House fence. Without hesitation, the dogs were instantly deployed and ran at the assailant at 30 miles per hour. While they may have taken a few kicks during the scuffle, they successfully subdued the intruder and kept him restrained until their handlers arrived. Not only was the jumper charged with trespassing, but hitting these White House guard dogs constitutes assaulting an officer. These dogs have proven their worth over the years, which is why they remain an active part of the White House security. However, as skilled as they are, there is a limit to the protection they can offer, especially when it comes to threats that fly fast and can cause significant destruction if not neutralized from a distance. Number 13. Nuke-proof. The common belief that no one can survive a nuclear attack isn't true for the White House. While we hope it never comes to this, the threat of nuclear war is a very real concern. Many of the world's superpowers possess these weapons of mass destruction. While the president's main job is to run the country, their most important role is to survive during crises. So, what happens if the United States comes under a nuclear attack? Although the White House may not be entirely nuke-proof, there is an underground bunker designed for survival. Think of it as a fail-safe for when things go horribly wrong. We don't know all the details, but we do know that in 1987, during the Reagan administration, an underground tunnel was built to lead him to a subterranean elevator. Even Franklin Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, had an underground tunnel built that would take him from the White House to the Treasury. And after the September 11 attacks, President George W. Bush was photographed in this emergency space, confirming its existence. In 2010, the White House lawn was excavated for 2 years, sparking speculation that a new high-tech bunker was being constructed. The entire project took over 2 years, and since then, the White House has yet to reveal exactly what was built underground, but there are high chances it has got to do with security. However, not all threats come from the air. Sometimes it could be an intruder, and the best way to stop them is with a physical barrier. This ensures that any unauthorized person is kept at a safe distance, preventing potential breaches in security. Number 12. The steel fence. Simplicity should never be underestimated. After all, why else would a steel fence be such a key security feature? With such a strict vetting process and defenses strong enough to withstand a nuclear bomb, you'd think the White House has every angle covered. But here's the twist. Sometimes simplicity could be the most effective tool. Take the White House fence, for example. It's been standing there in plain sight, quietly playing a crucial role in security. But believe it or not, the fence wasn't always surrounding the White House. There was a time in history when the White House grounds were open to all. It was a much different time then, but in 1801, President Thomas Jefferson ordered the construction of a wooden post and rail fence around the White House. By 1808, he had replaced the fence with a stone wall that enclosed the White House grounds. The fence underwent plenty of changes over the years, with one of the most interesting chapters being the William Howard Taft presidency, when he allowed his livestock to freely roam the front lawn of the White House. But what was once a simple barrier is today an 11-foot-tall structure made of rebar and steel fence, topped with sharp pointed ends to deter climbers and intruders. The most fantastic feature of this fence is its hidden pressure sensing technology, which alerts security teams the moment somebody touches it. This unique feature defines the phrase, "look but don't touch," because the moment you do, you will have a lot of questions to answer. Firing a projectile isn't an option either, as the seemingly simple windows have their own answer to that threat. Number 11. Bulletproof Windows. Not every security measure is as obvious as digging a basement or building a fence. Some are hidden in plain sight, but they're just as reliable, if not more so. When you look at the White House head-on, it's hard not to notice all the windows. There are about 22 visible from that view alone, but when you count them all, there are 150 windows, all fitted with the strongest bulletproof glass on the planet. Over time, crews have never been seen replacing the exterior windows of the White House, but a 2011 shooting incident where a semi-automatic rifle was fired from over 2,000 feet away confirmed the presence of bulletproof glass windows in the presidential residence. None of the bullets managed to penetrate because of the reinforced ballistic glass, which essentially caught the bullets without any issues. The first family is not allowed to open the windows because it poses too big of a security risk. Believe it or not, this type of technology is relatively new to the White House, having been installed only in the last few decades after the terrorist incident in Oklahoma City. This technology addresses any potential threats, ensuring the president is protected from gunshots through the windows. Similarly, missiles from any angle, regardless of type, cannot hit the White House, as there is a solution in place to counter them. Number 10. Screening process. Visiting magnificent places and grand palaces can be a lot of fun, and many of them don't require prior arrangements. But if you think you can visit the White House just as easily, think again. Although records have it that the White House compound accommodates about 30,000 visitors daily, only a few visitors are granted access inside after strict vetting. Guided tours are available in 11 different languages, but getting into one of these exclusive groups is far from simple. The White House exercises extreme caution in its security protocols and cannot afford to let just anyone walk through its doors. Every visitor must undergo thorough screening to ensure the safety and integrity of the residence, making the process both rigorous and selective. To gain access to a tour of this illustrious residence, applicants are required to submit their request at least 21 days in advance. This advance notice helps security teams manage an accurate headcount and conduct extensive background checks. Checks include details such as criminal records, employment history, current address, previous addresses, and even group affiliations, leaving no stone unturned. While the process may seem overwhelming and bureaucratic, such measures are crucial to maintaining the safety of one of the world's most secure locations. However, despite the thoroughness of the screening process, much of the White House remains off-limits, even during guided tours led by high-level security personnel. Many rooms are kept a mystery to the general public, ensuring that certain secrets stay hidden forever. Although firearms are legal in the United States, they are not allowed on White House grounds, just to ensure the safety and security of the president and the premises. The stringent selection process for who can visit the White House reduces the chances of an assassination. In addition to this sophisticated technology, the White House security is well prepared for any eventuality, especially when dealing with objects smaller and slower than missiles, with a dedicated system designed specifically for such threats. Number 9. Drone technology. Although the White House radar system was designed to detect flying objects like planes, missiles, and drones, it failed to pick up a small drone that crashed into a tree on South Lawn in January 2015. The crash was the latest security breach, showing the difficulties the Secret Service has had protecting the White House in recent years. Surprisingly, the drone avoided detection while in the air due to a lack of heat signature. But as soon as it hit the ground, all of the proper alarms went off. The United States Secret Service officer who was stationed on the south side of the White House heard and observed the drone, but the officer and others stationed at the residence were unable to bring it down before it passed over the White House fence and struck a tree. The drone was too small and was flying too low to be detected by radar. Fortunately, it turned out to be a White House employee who was just messing around at the end of their shift, not some sinister threat. While their actions were definitely a major breach of protocol, they got off the hook because, in the end, they uncovered a significant flaw in the White House security system, proving that sometimes lessons come the hard way. The incident, though harmless, did raise concerns among the White House security team on how easily drones could get close to the White House or be deployed to arm the president and the First Family. Since then, drone manufacturing companies like Dajang Innovations, the world's largest drone manufacturer, have introduced geofencing to their drones. Drones programmed with geofencing cannot fly in active no-go zones, such as the White House. For example, if a drone approaches the building, its built-in GPS will detect the boundary and halt its flight. To enhance security, the White House has acquired and deployed its own drones, each equipped with security cameras to give the security teams a bird's-eye view of the compound and monitor the president's surroundings when he is outside the compound. In 2017, during a golf trip, former President Trump was shadowed by a drone. Unsurprisingly, the Secret Service kept quiet about the device's capabilities, though it did feature electro-optical and infrared cameras to detect potential threats, making it possible to use the drone as an effective surveillance system. However, whatever escapes, the drone cannot evade another security system so efficient that every fly or mouse crossing the White House is detected. Number 8. Infrared sensors. Remember the saying, "Watch your actions, you never know who's watching." When it comes to security, the White House is full of eyes that can see you just as clearly at night as they can during the day. While an intruder might think the best time to invade the White House is under the cover of darkness, they'd be dead wrong. The entire White House compound is equipped with infrared sensors that can detect even the faintest of heat signatures. Birds flying and squirrels scurrying about are all tracked, and anyone hiding in the well-maintained bushes will be found in no time. These infrared sensors aren't limited to the lawn. Their lasers cover the sky and even extend underground. No one and nothing is hidden from them. The best part is, these infrared sensing lasers are invisible to the naked eye, so even if you think you can outsmart them with some movie-style maneuvers, you will be completely shocked at their accuracy in detecting moving or foreign static objects. Interestingly, the sensors can sometimes be a bit too sensitive. While they have certainly caught some would-be intruders, there have been times when the security team has rushed to respond to a detected unquown threat, only to be greeted by a wayward squirrel or a mouse. As long as that mouse is not spying for a foreign government or some terrorist organization, there is no need to worry. These lasers certainly provide the security teams with a clear picture of what's happening within the compound, and they have proven their reliability over the years. However, when it comes to scaring away intruders, their efficiency is nothing compared to a system almost as old as the White House itself, yet consistently delivering results. Number 7. Ghosts. This may sound funny or even ridiculous, but the rumor of a ghost roaming the White House might actually serve as a good scare for potential intruders. Over the years, numerous residents and staff have reported eerie sightings and strange experiences, leading to claims that the White House is haunted. Many believe the spirits of former presidents, first ladies, and staff members still wander its historic halls. Among these, one figure stands out as the most talked about: the ghost of Abraham Lincoln. His spirit is by far the most famous to haunt the White House. There are numerous stories from residents, staff members, and even visitors who claim to have caught a glimpse of Lincoln's specter. One of the earliest accounts came from longtime White House employee Jerry Smith, whose encounter with Lincoln's ghost was detailed in a 1903 newspaper article. Over the years, additional sightings have been reported, many of them occurring in the Lincoln bedroom or the Yellow Oval Room on the second floor. Notably, First Lady Grace Coolidge and Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands also claim to have seen Lincoln's ghost. The rumor says that Lincoln's ghost likes to hang out in the Yellow Oval Room and, of course, the Lincoln bedroom, where First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt would often work, and said she saw him all the time. To support this speculation, it is said that White House dogs have shown sensitivity to ghostly spirits. For instance, President Ronald Reagan and First Lady Nancy Reagan's dog, Rex, would sometimes stand outside the Lincoln bedroom, barking and refusing to enter, adding credibility to the speculations. Whether it scared off intruders or not, we can't say for sure, but the clearly visible sights of men in black on the roof are enough to make any potential intruder think twice. Number 6. Roof security. Many times you will find birds playing on the roofs of houses, but on the White House roof, you will see sharpshooters who are so skilled they could shoot a fly with pinpoint accuracy. The White House roof is dotted with sharpshooters armed with high-powered sniper rifles, binoculars, and other advanced gadgets designed to neutralize any threat from a long distance before it reaches the White House. They are usually in pairs, dressed in all black, and can easily be sighted on the roof. These rooftop snipers are incredibly intimidating, and to make things even more serious, they are quite literally some of the best shooters in the world. They are a team of very elites and difficult to get into. Mostly former soldiers, these White House snipers are required to prove their worth on a monthly basis. In an exercise, they are required to qualify by hitting their target from 1,000 yards each month. If they don't qualify, they don't travel or work. The security of the United States president is very important, and they can't afford to have anything but the best when it comes to their safety. Just to show off how good they are, the snipers can sometimes be seen in plain sight when the sun is out and the sky is clear, reminding you that they are always watching and ready for any form of engagement. But what can they do in the face of a chemical or gas attack? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Now, let's dive back into the video. Number 5. Air Filtration System. The White House security team is known for its unmatched intelligence and creativity, always staying one step ahead of potential threats to ensure safety at the highest level. Ensuring the president's safety goes beyond having a poison food tester. Even the air the American president breathes could pose a danger if it were poisoned, since the glass windows are always shot to avoid the enemy's snipers or shooters from shooting the president through them. The White House needs a good air filtration system. It may sound a bit awkward, but the necessity for fresh, clean air is too important. Imagine the number of people living and working in the White House, plus the total number of visitors that come daily and weekly. Think about the potential for contagion if any of the visitors or residents were sick or had the flu. It's all too easy for sickness and disease to spread in a dense environment with poor air ventilation. In such an environment, it would be easy for the president to get infected. Once that happens, it's all over. It becomes a dangerous emergency situation. That's why the White House has a state-of-the-art air filtration system. It's crucial because not all threats are visible. Additionally, the chances of attacking the president with chemical gas are slim, as the air in the White House is filtered around the clock. However, when it comes to security against physical attacks, the president has plenty of options. Number 4. The Secret Service. With the Secret Service, the president has more than one life. They're the first and last line of defense, always ready to protect. It is their duty to lay down their lives for the president without a second thought or hesitation. Founded back in 1865 as a branch of the United States Treasury Department, it was initially created to combat the counterfeiting of the United States currency, a serious problem at the time. In 1901, following the assassination of President William McKinley in New York, the Secret Service was tasked with the protection of the president. Today, the Secret Service's mission is twofold: protection of the president, vice president, and others, and investigations into crimes against the financial infrastructure of the United States. They offer some of the best protection in the world, constantly undergoing specialized training to prepare for scenarios ranging from a runner on the White House lawn and an intruder in the building to a nuclear attack. They are always ready for eventuality and are often seen patrolling the White House lawn armed with pistols, shotguns, and assault rifles. For every visible Secret Service member, there are 2 or more hidden, ready to spring into action at a moment's notice. When it comes to the life of the United States president, the Secret Service is present at every turn, watching meals being prepared, accompanying the president to the doctor's office, and even ensuring security in the bathroom. The Secret Service employs about 7,000 people, with 1,300 in the uniform division and the rest serving as professional, technical, and administrative support. When the president is away from the White House, the Secret Service ensures they are never more than 10 minutes away from a trauma center. They even carry bags of the president's blood to be used in case of an emergency transfusion. They are the president's best friends and the bad guy's worst enemy. Number 3. White House Food Tester. Being the President of the United States literally means you can eat whatever you want, whenever you want, without worrying about how it will be prepared or served. All it requires is to make a request, and your order will be ready. However, what the President eats is a major security concern. As someone with the power to make significant global economic and political decisions, there is always the risk of assassination, particularly through food poisoning. For this reason, it's believed that the White House employs professional food tasters to test presidents' meals for poison. Although the Secret Service has never officially confirmed this information, it is generally believed the Secret Service ensures the food being served to the president isn't tampered with when they are out in restaurants or on the go. Given such precautions, it's likely that an official food taster is also part of the team. What's more, far back in 2020, there was a job advertisement on the White House official LinkedIn page for the role of a food taster. Also in 2013, President Barack Obama refused to eat a lobster salad at his lunch in the United States Capitol because his tester wasn't available. You never can tell who might be compromised to harm the president, but when it comes to food, the testers make sure it's a no-go area for any threats. Being the President of the United States means total security, whether alone or not. His life is always protected. Number 2. The Oval Office. Although the president has thousands of eyes ensuring his safety, you might be surprised to learn that he is not constantly watched over by a team of agents while sitting in his office. He actually enjoys a significant amount of privacy. Although this gives the president some privacy, it raises the question of how the agents ensure the safety of the president when they're not in the same room. To answer this question, famed political researcher and author Brad Meltzer claims there are weight-sensitive pressure pads under the carpet of the Oval Office, allowing agents to track the president's movements. There are also speculations of a secret door, allowing the president to escape in case of an emergency. Many think it's found under the desk in the Oval Office, and at 6 feet wide and 4 feet deep, the rumor may not be far from true. Although the desk does have a panel at the front that opens up like a hidden door, chances are it doesn't house some hidden stairway to safety. Looking at this video, if you are observant, you will see what looks suspiciously like a door. Perhaps this is the secret escape point to some underground tunnel. Well, your assumption is not true. This side door actually leads out to the corridor, while the main door leads to the president's study. This doesn't change the fact that although the president may be alone in his office, he is never vulnerable to attackers and is always one step ahead of them. Even in the White House, he can never be trapped. as there are many unseen ways out of the building. Number 1. The secret tunnels. Looking at the White House up close, you might think it's not that large of a building. You will be shocked to know that the building is several times larger than it looks on the outside. There are a whole lot of secret underground tunnels under the building. Unlike the James Bond escape route you're thinking of, the White House's first tunnel was constructed to flush out water and waste from the house. However, in 1941, during World War II, plans were made to dig another big burrow underneath, due to fears an enemy bombardment would bury the sitting President Franklin Roosevelt under a pile of rubble. A 761-foot-long tunnel was created with the purpose of allowing President Roosevelt to be evacuated from the White House to the nearby Treasury building. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. It's rumored that the basement of the Treasury building is connected to the nearby Treasury Annex. The tunnel is believed to lead to a locked door at the back of the annex, located at the end of a long, narrow alleyway on H Street. If you visit H Street today, you'll find an alley with a ram-proof vehicle barrier and bulletproof Secret Service kiosk. Strange, right? For years, the White House has remained silent about its underground burrowing, so we really can't know for sure how extensive and deep the underground tunnel system is. But if their other security measures are anything to go by, it could be like a maze down there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.